Hello, hi.
Hi.
It's good to be here.
Good to see everybody, even the ones that are not here yet.
Yes, and we know that people will join us. And if you're here, say hello, say your name, where you're from. And of course, later on, ask your questions because it's a live event. And what makes it special is your participating in it.
Yes.
So it's yes.
Hi, Karni.
Hi, Gafnit. So let's say a bit about what we're going to do today. Hello. And today today it's a full moon. Have you seen the moon here in Israel? It's been dusk.
It's so big.
Yes, 2 hours ago, and the moon was very big and very orange and very, very radiating.
Yes.
So it's a full moon gathering, and we're talking today about how to be your radiating self and also why to be your radiating self. So if you're with us, hi Anna, shalom, good to see you. Say hello, send us a like, and you can share with friends this event so more people will see it. We'll say a bit about ourselves. As usual, we'll introduce one another.
Yes, yes.
So Gafnit is an innovator, a creator, an author. This is her latest book, the Book of Good Sleep, which is not just a book, it's magic, and it actually helps people to go to sleep. Yes. Hello, Laura. It's good to see you. Hi. And Nav, hi, hello, and Lisa. It's really wonderful to see all of you. So we have here members from the Ruby Mountain, which we warmly recommend to join. It's an amazing journey of spiritual development, so you can look it up later on. And we have here some of my astrology students, so hello and welcome.
And you're most welcome to join the White Top 2, which is international young people event of magics. So,
so this is what just a minute, I didn't finish introducing you. So one of the things that Gafnit here did is to open the White Top, which is an international movement for youth, and it's really amazing and full of knowledge for young people how to live their lives.
This is okay.
No, it's okay. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I got a little panic.
It's okay. And also she opened the Golden Education Template, which is an amazing school. So if you're teaching and want to have more tools of how to be a good teacher, Gafnit here is the person to contact.
Yes. So Karni is really like searching into the new astrology and develop the new astrology, which is really to be updated about astrology, which is really strange because the planets are very far. So and they've been there for milliards of years. So what's new about astrology? And it's amazing because now I'm learning.
Yes, Gafnit is one of my students. And it's so amazing.
And I'm so grateful that I can really understand more about human, about the planet, about the fact that if we want to understand the human, we can learn about the universe. If we want to understand the universe, we can learn about the human. It is such a magic way. So I'm very grateful to be here. And Karni actually helped me with really make my book send to so many places around the world. And everybody needs someone to get help from. Really, it's so useful. So find someone that helps. So yes,
I'm just clicking a few things and then I'm with you. Okay. So today I think it's interesting that we started by giving time to introduce ourselves and what each of us does, because today the whole hour that we're going to spend together is about your unique self and what you do. And this is such an important thing to know, that each one of us has a very special and unique godly fingerprint that we got. If you look at your fingerprint, you'll realize that no one else has the fingerprint that you have. And also with astrology, everybody has a unique astrological chart. I'm making charts for 20 years now, astrological charts for people. And I'm always amazed how every single chart is unique, special, exciting, and I can see God's love in each chart and each astrological configuration that I see. This is absolutely special.
You know what? It's like looking at a map. It's looking through a kaleidoscope, which it's the same planets, and it's the same 12 houses, and it's the same 12 astrology signs. But the way you turn them up, when you look into a tunnel, is changing all the time, and it's such a potential. I think it's a magic to get a present, a kaleidoscope, because it's always changing.
Yes.
It's never fixed.
Yes. So the uniqueness is that each individual has its own unique combination. Yes. Everybody has eyes, nose, mouth, but the unique combination that you have is utterly unique and utterly special. And it is a gift. It is a gift from God that you got. And the question is, how can people believe in that, believe in themselves, and radiate themselves fully? And we have here...
And radiate, when we say radiate, is above and beyond our four walls, And also, you know what I thought? It's the first time that I'm thinking that the astrology map is like a tunnel of birth. It's like in birth, we go through the physical tunnel of our mother, but we also go through a tunnel of much bigger picture.
Yes, if you think about it, each one of us is a combination of universal materials. This is quite unique.
Yes.
Because when we're saying that we were born at a certain astrological sign with a certain sign rising and the moon was in a special place, it's not just the technicality of it. It means that we have bits and pieces in us of the universe in this specific combination. So each one of us is a jigsaw puzzle of unique celestial frequencies, godly frequencies, and it's really mind-boggling to think about it, that we are a combination of celestial powers.
Yeah, it's also difficult to understand it because we born into an era where things were made industrial. So it's the same chair you can find here in the Karni house, or in Australia, or in Mexico, or in Iceland, or in another village in Israel. But so we need always to remember that industrial is a human made, but we are human holding, but not human made. Yes, we had to have our mother and father decided to create us, but we also have, like you said, godly fingerprint. Why godly? I mean, I don't see God here, but yes, look with the magnifying glasses and you will discover it.
Yes. And it's interesting to say how we got to this subject today, because we're meeting every 2 weeks. Once in a new moon, we call it new moon, new knowledge. So we bring something new. And then we also see what comes to be seen, what comes to full process during the next 2 weeks. And in the last new moon gathering, we talked about how to make room for the future, and we talked about making room for your future self. And the analogy was that if you plant a seed of cauliflower, this is the cauliflower analogy, you need to plant it quite far from the next seed because it's going to grow. And do we give ourselves space to grow? And I'll say hello to our friend Eleni from Cyprus. Good to see you here.
Yeah, and in the space, we need to remember the light, we need to remember the ground, we need to remember the water, and the love. Yeah, love makes
four elements.
For the 4 elements. So it's not enough to put a seed of cauliflower and to forget about it.
Yes. So we talked about making room for your future self, and then Gafnit, you said something quite amazing, that the universe, there are different natural laws in the universe, like the tides or the 4 seasons, different things that we can learn about the universe around us. And you said something that I never heard before, that the first law, the law of 1, talks about each person's uniqueness, and not even person. Every flower is unique.
Yeah.
And I think this is mainly what we stayed with during the last 2 weeks and worked on.
Yeah, because imagine the investment that is put in every flower, in every bird, in every human, in every fish. Yeah, because when we go and meet a turtle on the beach, and it's unique. There can be another 200 turtle on the beach, but still each one is unique. There is something in it that gives life, that we should love the fact of it and be inspired by it. And even if we saw 200 turtles, yet it's magic. Yet they came here for a mission. Yet they carry a signal.
Yeah.
They are very earthly signal.
Actually,
in the one
on
the earth, but in the water they are very wetly, watery.
Yes.
And it's amazing how one life can actually mix between earth and water.
It's, I actually saw turtles lay eggs in Costa Rica.
Wow.
Big turtles. And this was, such a unique experience, because we went to a special place where it happens, only once a year, and you see lots and lots, like hundreds, thousands of turtles, but we went with one, and again, each one is so unique. And we went with her with all the process where she found this special place and she started to dig with her legs and lay the eggs and then cover with sand all the legs, all the eggs. And then it was a long process, and then she went slowly, and she was so exhausted, and she went slowly towards the sea. And then a wave came and took her, and you can see how immediately she is light, because in the sea it's a whole different game, because she's light and she can swim, and you can see the relief of being back in your element.
And you know what? It's amazing, because we speak about human have consciousness, but imagine the turtle have the trust. The built-in trust that she knows that when the time comes, the little ones will go straight on the path that she was creating for them into the sea.
Yeah.
which is this trust is something that if we can actually keep it to ourselves like a glass full of water, and whenever we drink, we fill it again with trust. And we don't break the trust because someone just misbehaved or we misbehave to ourselves. So holding the trust like a turtle, like a human, it's so unique because it's coming from a very unique place.
Yes. So I want to really elaborate about the trust and the natural process, because again, we're living in times where things are not natural around us. We don't connect to natural rhythms. We don't trust nature. We don't trust our own body. We don't trust our own future. And the element of trust, when we're talking now about how to be a radiating self, is so important. Yes, so I'm looking at a person's astrological chart, and I see there the potential, and I know that there is the birth chart, which is something fixed. This is the situation you were born with. This is your potential. But upon the chart, there are the planets of today, and they move across the chart, and they strum the chords of your natal chart, making all the events and happen and all the doors open. So there is natural rhythm and lots of help and synchronicity around us, but we usually do not trust it. We don't trust that things will happen, and then we start to do all sorts of things which should make things maybe quicker, but actually they make us go further away from our birth chart, and then we don't have the natural enhancement and the natural timing that we should have. And it doesn't mean sit and wait and don't do anything, wait for things to happen. But it means that if you are natural with yourself, you will feel in you when to do, what to do. Things will happen. Yeah. You will be in sync with nature.
The natural rhythm. Because if we are pretending to be someone else and to be quicker whilst we are slower people, that which really help us in the first gift as birth is our parents and the astrological chart and where we're born and so many places will not recognize us. And I think we spoke about it a few times. If we are like costume of someone else because we really admire them, let's see what we want to admire in them. Maybe we can learn a lesson from each other. And we spoke about the constellation of stars. But first we need to understand
a lot. What?
A lot. You told me that actually it's a time now.
Yes. So there is so much to say. We have like a page full of things, and we're trying to see how will it all fit in 1 hour. But first to say that when I looked at the moon today, I understood that a full moon, which is radiating fully, is a moon that nothing blocks the sunlight from it. Because usually we only see part of the moon, and this is because Earth is in between the sun and the moon. And this is a great analogy of how can we reduce the things that block ourselves from radiating. Amazing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So think about that.
and it's amazing because what block the light of the sun to shine the moon is planetary things.
Yes.
It's a planet. So if we understand about what is planetary things that sometimes will block us, and we will understand that if there is straight light coming, so we will not be blocked by things that can be really like ancillary nonsense and things that maybe we call them important or like and dislike, and later on we will go into the few level of what does it mean, because like and dislike is very low level.
Yes. So by planetary, yes, we're thinking there are things that are seasonal, mundane. These are the planetary things.
Education, psychology, where we born, the age of us, you know, all this, the fashion, the size of our trousers, the color of our, like...
Exactly. And the other side is universal, which universal means things that are long-lasting, that are true, that are constant, that will be here way after we are here. Yes, so the fact that the planetary, the mundane things block the sunlight, the higher things from coming to us. This is really important. And we also want to ask you, everybody, first of all, it would be wonderful if you're here, say hello, say your name, where you're from. We love seeing you and saying hello. And also ask your questions and share. We're in the territory of how to become my own radiating self. And if you have any question about that, please write it down, because this will prompt in us more things.
Yes.
So
you wanted to speak about Aquarius. And
yes, okay. I will.
please, because it's really great part of the picture.
So hi Ashley, it's good to see you. Ashley from California. Ashley also learns astrology with me, so it's wonderful to see you here. So every month we have a full moon, but every full moon is unique because every full moon happens when the moon is in a certain astrological sign, and it's exactly opposing the sun, which is in another astrological sign. So the combination of the two signs that create the full moon, they change. So every month we have a very, very unique full moon with its own special nature. Now, as you might know, I work with the new astrology, which is astronomically updated astrology for many years now. When I teach everything. I teach the classical astrology and the new astrology. And I love working with it because it talks about what is the case actually now in the skies. And although many people will say that the full moon is now in Pisces, actually, the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Virgo. Actually, the sun is now in Aquarius and the moon is in Leo. So this is the astronomical fact. And if you go outside and actually look at the moon, it will be different than what most astrologers say. Leo is a constellation which is very, very easy to spot. It really looks like a big lion. This is the card of Leo from my astrological cards. And you can see here how the sign looks. I hope that it's maybe a bit not focused. So if you go outside, you'll see that the moon is actually before the constellation of Leo. So we have these couple of Aquarius and Leo, which is now very, very strong in the air, in the cosmic air. And hello to Einav, wonderful to see you. And she says, what a beautiful full moon. And Trisha, Hi Trisha from Ireland. It's wonderful to see you, our friend. And we have Aquarius and Leo now playing a very unique game, and they also want to teach us important things about how to be a radiating self. So the moon now, the full moon, is in Leo, and Leo really talks about being your radiating self, how to be creative and how to be charismatic and how to put yourself forward and really be full of confidence and be who you are. And it's a very, very important lesson to learn that the moon now can help us to learn it, because naturally it's not natural for most of us to be that confident and sure of ourselves. So this is an energy that we want to understand and connect to, and to learn how to be so self-confident, and by that to even be leaders for others, to put ourselves forth. But the unfortunate side of Leo can go to the extreme of having a big ego. So Leo can also talk about me, and the ruler of Leo is the sun. And we know that about the sun, that it's radiating this beautiful, amazing light, but it also stops us from seeing higher things, because during the day we don't see the stars, we don't see the universe.
We don't,
Yes. So when we're very confident, and we should be, we do need to make sure that we're not blinding ourselves with our own light. Yes. And this is a very, very important thing, and very, very tricky thing, because the difference between a sun and stars, which is the next level of development, is that stars work together. Yes, they shine. We see the stars shine, but they also allow other stars to shine. So this is a very, very
They don't cancel one another.
Yes.
They actually work like a molecule.
Exactly.
And constellation, like group of friends, like family. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like people who gather together to take something up. Like people who work in the garden together, or go for a walk on the beach, It's something that is, we have this web between us, so we don't cancel one another. Mm-hmm. We add to one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Inav says it's a beautiful saying. Thank you. So, yes, and constellations means that we also can accept another person's light and wisdom, and that we know how to work in a team together, and not lessening our light. Yes, but also not being so focused in our own light that we're...
It's block us.
Yes.
It's actually block
because we can miss so much, right?
And you know what? We can also fall in love with a little success or super confident. And then we get stuck, because then we sit in a chair and we are afraid to move, because what will happen if the next step is not so successful? So sometimes our successful radiate get stuck, but no, we should move, and this is maybe where we are moving to Aquarius.
Yes. So the interesting thing is that these days, every full moon, the sun and the moon are in opposing constellations and opposing signs. So these are the two signs that are in the other directions, yes, and it seems like they're pulling to different directions, but actually it's all about how these two different things can work together. And Aquarius is an amazing lesson unto itself. Aquarius talks about, how can I give to other people? How can my gifts be useful for the benefit of the larger crowd? It's about fulfilling your vocation, but not for yourself, but rather to know that if you are fulfilling your vocation, you're helping the bigger jigsaw puzzle to come together, because you're putting your piece in the right place. And if you know how to make jigsaw puzzles, then if you have some pieces around you that are in the right place, it's much easier. And it's really beautiful to think about it, that when you are where you should be and how you should be, and which is yourself, you actually make it easier for other people to find themselves and to be their radiating selves.
We know it from a mobile telephone or from address. Like I sent some books and I had the wrong address. So it's never reached the person that actually bought. So I had to, the book came back, I had to, and this is also when we dial just one number which is not right. If we wanted to call our grandmothers, or we need to be exact. And there is something about this exactness that is helping us to stay intact with ourselves. So others so other can recognize us and we can recognize ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. It's so true. Yes. I'm trying to read what Ashley said, that she feels that we tend to block ourselves. We bring shades into things and we block ourselves. And I just can't continue to read because when I pressed it, everything kind of okay. Then also the pull of what society makes us think we need to be. This is so important. This is so important, Ashley. Because yes.
Yeah, maybe I will tell a story about our little granddaughter. She's 1 year now, 1 year and 2 months. But when she was 1 year, we went to visit the other grandmother, and there is few rooms with big mirrors. And she actually started to walk when she was 1. She went from room to room, looked at the mirror, and kissed herself in the mirror. And she did it like 7 or 8 times in a row, 3 rooms, 21 times she went. And I was amazed because she didn't judge herself. She didn't criticize herself. She only saw the gift that she's having. And for me, it was such an important lesson because so many times I look at this mirror and I started to think about how do I look today? All the many point of judgment. And I learned from her, just when you look at the mirror, see your best.
Yes.
See your best.
Yes.
And it's not only in the mirror, because we are living in the life of a mirror. But the mirror actually meant to give us a boost of energy and not to judge ourselves. And yes, you are absolutely right, Ashley, because we are printed with fears. And we need to take these fears, from wherever they are and just throw it to the next tree.
Yes.
Yeah? And when we look, really to be conscious, look at the mirror and say, I'm great as I am. I can improve from this point.
Yes. This is so important because people from all sorts of reasons are embarrassed or have difficulty to really be themselves and radiate themselves fully. I needed to go through lots of different cleaning my psychologies. So I'll just, do videos and not mind how I look in them, because this is not the important thing. Not at all. What matters is what I have to say and not how I look. And this is the message of the Aquarius. And Aquarius gives its gems not because of itself, but because these gems are needed for the world. And it's so important to understand that we can't stop ourselves from giving our godly gifts to the world, even if we think that we're shy or we're not competent or we're lacking something. It's actually preventing from God's gifts to get into the world. It's interesting, right?
And I have a little story about it, that there is a teacher here in the village that she teach English. She's from Canada, and it's a story from a few years ago. And when she tried to speak Hebrew with the little children in the school, she made mistakes, you know, because she's from Canada. Although she came to teach English, but she wanted to explain a few things. Now, what was amazing that the children felt so inspired by helping her to make her little mistake in Hebrew and how to say it better. So what it caused in them is to be open, attentive, because they were 7, 8 or 9, and they listened and they said, she couldn't say this in the right way in Hebrew. So they helped her to fix it. And when they helped her, they became open to learn from her the English. So it was amazing. And she didn't have fears of, okay, I made a mistake. And then it led me to another little story about radiating and how we need help from each other. Because when someone was looking at my hand and tried to read it, many times they said, "Oh, you have too complicated hand. Go." and I said, "What's wrong with me? Too many lines. What?" And then one day, a friend of us, Marianne, she actually looked at my hand for 1 minute and she said, "Wow, you can write an amazing books. Look. This book, you can write amazing books." And I said, "No, but I'm a dyslexic person. How can I write books?" She said, "People will help you to fix it." And it's amazing because I remember this moment, it took 1 minute and she opened a little window which was closed because I'm still dyslexic. So each one is dyslexic in something.
Yes.
And this is the magic of life, because then we can help one another.
I think it's really, really important because, being dyslexic could have been such a barrier stopping you from so many things. Yes, because Gafnit is a person who really opened not just a school from kindergarten till the 9th grade, but also that has branches all over the world. And she traveled to China and Italy, and not now, but before the corona. And she did so many things and wrote learning programs and gave so many workshops all around the world. And she didn't let this technicality to stop her. Think about that. So what is your little technicality that stops you? And can you please not let that block the sunlight? And can you please not let that stop you from radiating who you are supposed to be? Because no one can be you. No one can give the world the unique gift. And it doesn't have to be, even a produce like a book or a song. It is you. It's
a smile.
Yes, it is being fully you, radiating fully yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the concept. Yes, we're talking about, it's astrology here. So we're talking about the moon and the sun and stars and really how to be radiating as a star. And we know that these days the word star has, some very specific connotations that we're not aiming for. Yes, so this is very, very important. Because today when you think about a star, first of all, they need to look like a star.
How does star look like?
Very beautiful and with lots of makeup. and very tall.
And skinny like.
And so it's kind of not the idea of how really a star is, because a star is a celestial body that generates its own energy. This is what a star is, and it radiates its uniqueness so brightly that it can be seen a million light years away. And this is so important. So to be a real star, it also doesn't mean that you need to have, it's not about the response that you will get, because today people are obsessed with likes in the Facebook and the Instagram, by the reaction. And if you did this amazing thing and only got 2 likes, does this reduce, or none, or whatever?
Yeah.
Does this reduce from the beautiful thing that you did? Not at all.
No, because it's written somewhere else. It might not be written on the Facebook or in the TikTok or in the Instagram as thousands of likes. But if we look at what like us, and it's more than like, because like and dislike go together. So I like ice cream. No, I don't like ice cream. Okay, I like vanilla. I don't like chocolate. Not the opposite with me. But then there is what can actually help us to be aligned, which is much more than like and dislike, because this is never ending.
Mm-hmm.
And this causes people to be stressed and to sweat and to try to be so attractive, you know, and dance with the body. And dancing is beautiful, but dance for yourself. And if you can encourage other people to dance, great. But if you only dance, you know, to be more sexual or more, you know, I'm
Popular.
so skinny or popular, or that other people will want to give me gift of things. Hey, this is a cover. This is like too many layers that are not belonging.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just to try to take it to a few levels. So if we have like and dislike in the bottom of it, the next level will be belonging or not belonging.
Yes.
So, you know, sometimes we go with the wrong dress to the right place, or with the wrong right dress to the wrong place. Like if I will come with a suit to the seaside, it's a bit stupid, you know. And then after belonging or not belonging is actually, can it cooperate or not cooperate? And maybe it's not cooperate this time, but next time it cooperate. And then it can actually connect to the core of things, of love, because love is an energy. And this energy can give us such a spin, such a potential radiation, because we can see only what we love, but we can also love what we see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the next level is, do we feel respectful with what we have or not? And if not, why? And then it's a vision and the energy, where can it take us? And then it's a laws. It's a natural laws that help us to reach this place. Like all astrology is to do with natural laws. It's not people, you know, somewhere in Greek many years ago that had this vision and, you know, no, it's working with astronomy. So these are levels that when we fall into how many people like what the picture I post or something, let's try to elevate above it, and not to press ourselves down. And let's share it also with friends, you know, with young friends that they hate to look at the Zoom because they hate to see themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Or they feel so depressed. I saw once a girl in the city. She was walking near the walls because she didn't want to walk where the light was of the sun. And I remember, you know, it was like 45 years ago. I still remember she came back from school with a backpack, and she was trying to be disappearing. And I stopped and I just said, I told her, I didn't know her. I said, hey, you look great. How was your day? And she looked at me and she smiled and she continued. But I couldn't not, because I felt, hey, let's not do it to one another.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's so important. Not doing it to one another. This is also so important, because this is also part of being a star. When you look out in the skies and you see stars, you see millions of stars. And the beauty is that all of them are shining. This is the beauty. And when I look at something, yes, can I, instead of think, oh, do I like it or not like it? Yes. Can I try to see, okay, does it portray someone's brightness? And what does it mean? And what kind of efforts did it take for that person to bring that thing forth to the world? I'm not saying yes to everything, yes, because some things don't fit. Some things that have million likes are not aligned with the true purpose of creation. Yes, but how can we ourselves recognize brightness?
Yeah.
Because this makes us stronger.
Yeah.
It really makes us stronger to recognize other people's brightness and hopeful, right? We're living in such a depressing time, and knowing that there is brightness out there in the world, no matter whose, is so encouraging.
Yes.
Right? Yay! There is light in the world. Yay!
Yes. Yeah. You know, after the lockdown in Israel, last week, it was the first week where people in the weekend could go outside. And this was also when there was a snow in the north of Israel and also in the desert. And so many people went outside and they walked in nature, connect to Mother Earth, connect to the flower that rose up from the snow, and to the smell and to the sun. And it was magic to see how when we connect to natural things, it gives us a boost of energy. And when we connect to artificial things, it will give us a boost of energy, but this will last really very, very short.
Yes, it's like sugar. When you eat white sugar, you get a boost of energy, and then you get the fall of energy.
Yes, or like drinking alcohol. Okay, so we will be, very, very happy, but then when we woke up from the drunks, then we will realize, okay, what will make us happy? That it's our natural well-being and humor. Crack a good joke is really, really good. Karni,
my husband?
Yes, he is so
hilarious.
Good. Really. I mean, this is a good practice.
Yes. And
Also
he does it
as
service as well. He knows that humor is needed, so we will...
By the way, if you know someone that have the COVID and they need help, send them jokes.
This is what you did.
Yes, I ask people, because someone was in the hospital and he was, the lungs have, the natural frequency is green because it's like refreshing our blood, all our cells. So I asked people to record for him jokes, and they recorded, and I send it to him, and it's really help. So if you need, I can send you the same jokes.
Yes.
But yes,
yes, and add the jokes to that. We can make a whole round of.
Yeah, imagine the hospital. They will tell these jokes, and people will, start to laugh. So when you start to laugh, our lungs is really breathing and changing the air. So it's funny, but it's help.
Yes. So I want to say one more thing, and then I want also to say something that Ashley said and asked. But first, how to think as a star.
Yeah.
So how to think as a star. Stars think long term. Think about the light that you're seeing from the stars. The closest star is 4 light years away from us. And stars have patience. They're not about immediate results. Now, when we post a post in Instagram, we are expecting immediate results. We know that if people will not respond to it in the next 24 hours, it will go to the archives and no one will see this post again. And the whole society around us really teaches us how to go to immediate results and how to go to immediate satisfaction. But the truth is that in nature, in actual nature, things don't work this way. Things work in rhythms, in seasons, in long terms. When you plant a seed, it will take lots of time till it's a tree and it will bear fruit. And think about things that you're bringing to the world. Yes, don't be discouraged if you're not seeing the results immediately. First of all, it's not about the immediate results. It's about bringing your radiating self out to the world. Second of all, it's not written in the Instagram or Facebook likes. It's written in the astrolite, which is the memory of planet Earth. If you're doing something good, it doesn't go to waste. It stays and waits in the aura of planet Earth for the right time to connect to other good things. Maybe your idea, maybe your song will be found 200 years from now. Yeah. We know that it happened because this is history. Yeah. We know that
Leonardo da Vinci was inventing the helicopter, but he didn't have the technology to make it, but he had the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after so many years, it was fulfilled.
Yeah.
And so many other things we don't know. It's written in the huge library.
Yeah.
Of the astrolite.
Yes. We know of other visionaries like Tesla that only now they're using his technology long after his physical death, and so many other things, or democracy that was conceived in a Greek a really long time ago. No one used it, and then 100 years ago or less, it was brought again to life.
We still need to practice it.
Yes, and it's still wrong. It's still not the way it should be. But never mind, this is a whole other video about change in world structures.
And it will come.
It will.
We will make one.
Yes,
really.
We will do that. We'll do that. So, so there is really if you want to be a star, think as a star, which is long-term view. And we're almost towards the end, but Gafnit, I want to ask you a question that actually Ashley asked.
Okay.
And she said that your story about your granddaughter kissing herself in the mirror is amazing. And this is what she sees in her daughter now. And I think she asks, on behalf of all of us mothers, how not to ruin it, this is maybe my words, or how to keep it, or how to make sure that this self-love, it continues. And I'm asking you as an educator, what we as parents can help our children with, or also for ourselves. Yes. Do you have some ideas?
First of all, remember we are unique and special. And if we try to make our daughter or granddaughter or our grandchild to be someone else, because someone else is more pretty at the moment. What's pretty? What's pretty? Pretty is connected to the ray of love. And it's really not important. It's about radiating his own uniqueness. So don't try to compare. Don't try to compare, not to yourself, not to your neighbor, and even if other people try to compare, don't. Really protect them. Not like close them in the box, but protect them with the feeling that they are unique and special. Make them happy in what they do. Encourage them, but not over-encourage them so they will not move without you. Let them play, let them fall, let them stand up, let them try to drink from water and then everything is spilled. Because they are learning by it. They are learning to trust themselves. And let them shine and show them how they are working together. Show them their kindness. Speak about them when they sleep. Speak about their well-being. Don't try, but really judging and comparing with others is something that makes us smaller. So instead of make them smaller, make them what they are. And remember, you will never, if you will go all around the globe, you will never meet someone like them. And really, we can be very angry sometimes about things that they did, but they had to learn some things and give them the right kind of vitamins. So when they come to puberty,
not physical vitamins,
not also physical if they need, because healthy food is super important because it's connected to the planetary level, not artificial food.
Yeah.
But really the vitamins of respect, of anti-foolishness, of moral, of trial and error and understanding and learning, and help them not to compare themselves, show them that teamwork is something that is much more valid than being, as we said, the bright star on the stage. And always when they do something, just wait a moment before you hug them and kiss them and let them feel that what they did ring a bell in the upper floors. Yeah. So this is what I would say is short, but
amazing.
There is also the long.
I'm imagining the heavens, with clouds and angels, and every time someone does something good, there is a bell ringing, like ding, yay, something good is happening down on earth.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Because when God created the story, the Jewish story, that God didn't create the darkness, God created the light. And the darkness is an after effect. So God actually recognized light. And the more light there is, it's actually mean we are at home. We are in our inner home.
Yeah.
So I hope it really helped. But every time, our brain like to compare and like to judge. It's part of his service that he can do is to compare. This is big, this is small, this is wet, this is dry. But if it's to do with human, let's not compare. Also, many times I hear people say about a young child that is like a khatich. What do you say?
Looks hot.
What does it do with why does...
Like a hunk.
Yeah. Like a child is a child is a child. Let's not already cover him with things that does not belong to his age. Yeah. And puberty is the age where children start to create their own shield and cover. But they need the help from us. Yeah. But they're also so sensitive because their structure, their identity start to be built. So if we judge them or let other people judge them because the way they look, because their weight, because all kind of stupid things, we should really encourage them to stay as they are and to develop within it.
Yes.
Because the natural astrology map is they're born with a gift and they need to use it. And they love using it to fulfill their geniusity.
Yes.
So I hope it helps.
Yes, I think it's amazing, really, Gafnit, really, really. And I'm thinking if you give someone a gift, then the best thing would be that for them to use that gift.
Yeah.
So we're given a gift, which is our lives, our talents, our skills, our uniqueness.
Yeah.
And how wonderful it is if we will just be who we are and use this gift.
Yeah, and also remember the first analogy we had, the kaleidoscope, because in the kaleidoscope of each one of our life, it's always in a changing mode. It's always changing mode. And we need to work hard to what we want to see happen.
Yes.
Long vision.
Yeah. So, don't go yet. We're towards the end of this session. First of all, don't leave without putting a like or a heart and sharing. Please share with people. So these important messages will go out to the world.
Yes.
And
yes. Imagine someone live in a kind of not fancy flat somewhere in London, in Hedera, in the Brazil, and she or he are actually waiting for someone just to smile at them and to think about them. Wow, I never saw such a unique person.
Yeah.
Because actually There was never. The more human we are, never been the same.
Yes.
So all these people, like my son asked me, why are you going? Why are you doing it tonight? I said, look, we are here to help. We are here that someone else will help us too. This is why we're doing it. It's an exchange of service.
Yes. So I wanted to say that if remember that Gafnit is an amazing educator. So if you're a kindergarten teacher or a teacher, or if you're looking to open an education system,
formal or informal
in your area, and we know now that the usual education system is not enough, then contact Gafnit, because she can really give you tools and introduce you to the golden education template system.
Yeah, and we are all now in a search what fit. We are all now in a search of what is academic knowledge that is needed, what the value vitamins, VV, remember V, that is needed in the world, because we are all saying being a human is the most important. This is a starting point. So let's get together. Like like with Lisa, we're meeting with few teachers and we're doing amazing stuff.
So I'll say a few words about that. Yes, if you're hearing these words, and if you want to learn more about personal growth, spirituality, then ask us about the Ruby Mountain, or just go to the site rubymountain.org. And many people who are already here are there in this beautiful journey of spiritual growth, and you're very welcome to learn about it and learn it. If you're under 21, take a look at the
also above
21. Take a look at the Y Top site, which is the youth template of peace, and has meetings with young people all over the world, very rich and beautiful. So it's highly recommended. If you want to learn astrology, my school was just announced as one of the top 5 places to study astrology in the world.
Ooh.
Oh my God. So if you're wanting to learn astrology, then contact me, or just look at at my site later on, newastrology.com, and you'll get to the school. Remember,
and I don't know why, but I want to
let's
show
finish with this card. Yes,
it is so amazing. Can you say something about it?
Yes. So this is one of my astrological cards, the cards that I've created. And this is the higher octave of the Aquarius constellation, where the sun is now radiating at the moon from. And just take a look at that and see what it means to be clean and free, so you can receive what wants to come in from the universe and deliver it to the world in the most full way possible. So this is you here in the middle.
Yeah, funnel and tunnel. Funnel.
Yes, yes. The funnel and the tunnel.
And the tunnel.
So this is you here with your bright wings and the light coming out of you, and all the sparks that you can create in the world. We're saying goodbye. Good day or good night, wherever you are.
Be safe, radiate your best.
And we'll be back in the new moon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.